Welcome to the Unraveling the Scriptures channel. In recent days, Iranian attacks against Israel have escalated to a concerning intensity. Many wonder about the situation in Israel. There are doubts whether Israel will withstand this assault from Iran, leading some to ponder over biblical prophecies. Are Iran's actions aligned with such prophecies? This is a question that has echoed in the minds of those who study the sacred scriptures. What do these attacks truly symbolize? Are they a harbinger of apocalyptic events like Gog and Magog? All these questions will be addressed here on this channel. Therefore, I invite you to leave your likes, subscribe to the channel, and share your opinions in the comments after watching the video. Iran attacking Israel, would it be a harpening of Gog and Magog? Following the recent attack perpetrated by Palestine against Israel and the subsequent Israeli retaliations, the scenario of armed conflict gains even more complexity with Iran's involvement. For those who are not familiar, it is important to highlight that Iran is also mentioned in the sacred scriptures. Interestingly, Iran essentially corresponds to ancient Persia. The Persians, descendants of Japheth through Madai, are among the various Aryan tribes that inhabited the region. We have a video detailing the origin of Iranians, of the ancient Persians, available on our channel for those who wish for more information. Besides the Persians, the Iranian land, especially in the south, was inhabited by another ancient population, the Elamites, descendants of Shem. The region of Elam, south of Iran, is associated with this lineage. In the Bible, Iran was known as the land of Elam, the son of Shem. Therefore, it is worth noting that Iran carries a Semitic genetic heritage in its roots. Now that we are aware that Iran is predominantly composed of descendants of Japheth and also includes Semites through Elam, we can better understand the context of the sacred scriptures regarding Iran's involvement in confrontations with Israel. Many wonder about the biblical basis of Iran's attacks against Israel. This question refers to the book of Ezekiel, specifically chapter 38, where prophecies about the kingdom of Gog and Magog are mentioned. I will now read this chapter, which addresses this prophecy against the kingdom of Gog, the famous Gog and Magog. And it came to pass that this word of the Lord came to me, O son of man, set your face against Gog, of the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, prophesy against him in these terms, Thus says Yahweh, the Lord God, Behold, I set myself against you, O Gog, prince and leader of Meshech and Tubal. I will turn you around, I will put hooks in your jaw, and I will bring you out with all your army, horses and horsemen, all of them dressed in full armor of war, a great multitude with shields large and small, all wielding swords. Paras, Persia, Cush, Ethiopia and Put, Libya will be in their company, all armed with shields and helmets. It is fascinating to observe that in verse 5, we find the expression, Persia, which essentially refers to and points to Persia, meaning modern Iran. We can infer that they will be allied with Gog and Magog in the great attack against Israel. Additionally, they will be accompanied by many Cushites and descendants of Put, which for some represent Libya. This indicates Iranian hostility towards Israel, mentioned since the times of Ezekiel. Gog and Magog symbolize several other nations that, in the last days, will attack Israel. Iran will be among them, seeking to fight against Israel. However, regarding this Iranian attack, it is important to emphasize that it will not represent a significant threat to Israel. This attack will not succeed. For those who do not understand this conflict between Israel and Iran, I will explain the Iran attack against Israel from now on. For the first time in history, Iran launched direct attacks against Israel on Saturday, April 13th. During the early hours of Saturday, air raid sirens echoed across Israel. Residents sought refuge as explosions reverberated and air defenses sprang into action. The night skies in several regions of the country lit up with interceptions as allies of Israel shot down many drones and missiles before they reached Israeli soil. A total of 9 countries participated in the military escalation, with projectiles launched from Iran, Iraq, Syria, and Yemen, all neutralized by Israel, the United States, France, and Jordan. Retaliation was anticipated as Iran had promised a response after an attack on its consulate in Syria on April 1, attributed to Israel, though Israel did not confirm its authorship. In this attack, 13 people lost their lives, including a 63-year-old general with a long history of service to the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, Iran's powerful parallel army and the largest within its armed forces. The rivalry between Israel and Iran has deep roots and has become one of the main sources of instability in the Middle East over the years, with its intensity varying according to geopolitical changes. Relations between the two countries were relatively friendly until 1979 when the Islamic Revolution led by the Ayatollahs came to power in Tehran. For those who don't know, the Ayatollahs are the highest religious leaders in Iran, wielding significant influence in both the religious and political aspects of the country. The term Ayatollah is a combination of the Arabic words Ayatollah, meaning sign of Allah, and Dullah, meaning God. Ayatollahs are Shiite clerics who have reached the highest level of knowledge and authority within the Islamic religious hierarchy. In the context of Iran, the Ayatollahs have a crucial role in governance and guiding the country's politics since the Islamic Revolution of 1979, which deposed the monarchical regime of Shah Reza Pahlavi and established the Islamic Republic led by Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini. Since then, Iran has been a theocracy, where religious leaders wield considerable power over state affairs. The Ayatollahs have various responsibilities, including interpreting religious law, Sharia, providing spiritual guidance to the people, overseeing religious institutions, and in some cases, exercising direct political authority. They play a fundamental role in maintaining social cohesion and order within Iran's Islamic community. The Ayatollahs have also been the subject of debate and controversy, both within and outside Iran. Some view them as respected spiritual leaders and advocates for social justice and the rights of the oppressed, while others criticize them for exercising authoritarian control over the country and suppressing political and social dissent. It is important to note that not all Shiite clerics reach the status of Ayatollah, and those who do are generally recognized for their religious scholarship, piety, and support for the cause of the Islamic Revolution. Now, returning to the conflicts between Iran and Israel, despite opposing the partition plan of Palestine that led to the creation of the State of Israel in 1948, Iran was the second Islamic country to recognize Israel, after Egypt. Under the monarchical rule of the Pahlavi dynasty Shahs, Iran was one of the United States' main allies in the Middle East region. This led Israel's founder and first head of government, David Ben-Gurion, to seek and secure Iranian friendship as a way to confront the hostility of neighboring Arab countries toward the new Jewish state. However, the revolution led by Ruhollah Khomeini in 1979 marked a turning point in history. The fall of the Shah and the establishment of an Islamic Republic introduced a new era of antagonism, with the Iranian regime positioning itself as a defender of the oppressed and adopting a stance of rejection toward American imperialism and Israel. After the regime's rise in Tehran, the Iranian perspective on Israel changed drastically, denying its right to exist and considering it a lesser enemy compared to the United States, which is seen as the major adversary. In turn, Israel accuses Iran of financing terrorist groups and carrying out attacks against its interests, fueled by the anti-Semitism of Iranian religious leaders. The recent Iran attack on Israel has sparked a significant international reaction, with various nations and organizations speaking out. On April 13, after Iran sent drones and missiles to attack Israeli territory, countries like the United States, United Kingdom, and even the Iranian mission to the United Nations voiced their positions. To minimize damage, Israelis relied on the Iron Dome, a defense system that intercepts enemy missiles in the air, preventing attacks. The White House affirmed its unwavering support for Israel and its people, promising to defend against Iranian threats. U.S. President Joe Biden discussed the events in the Middle East with his National Security Council and is in contact with Israeli authorities. Now, I would like to hear your opinions on this Iran attack on Israel. Do you think this could be a sign of prophetic events? Leave your comments below, and I will be reading each of your comments. May God bless you and see you soon.